Let me know if you can hear the music, guys. There we go. Let me know if you can hear the music, team. What's up, Robert? All right, nice. What's up, Pawn? What's up, George? All right, team. Oh. Predictions? Oh, man. I don't know. Let me research to see what the last numbers were looking like with regards to Apple earnings. All right, so last time they did really, really good. Last time they put in $2.10 profit per share in EPS. The analyst estimates were about $1.88 of profit. So they did much better than expected by about 12%. Revenue of $123.95 billion beat the $118.28 billion estimate by about 5%. So I don't know. I think that we might see a drop in Apple from this earnings release. I think that we're up already big in market hours, and so I think we might see a drop in Apple from this earnings release. But again, I'm not sure. Really, just speculating. What's up, Ramon? What's up, DS? And we'll see what happens. Bullish or bearish on Apple? Let me know in chat. Put on the poll right now, bullish or bearish on Apple stock earnings. All right, guys. So bullish or bearish on Apple, I guess, is the only question to ask today. No? Bullish or bearish on Apple, guys? What do you guys think? What other earnings did they have today? Let me see. All right, so let's see. So today we have Apple and Amazon. Oh, man, maybe we should have been doing Amazon earnings. Yeah, I think I'd rather stream Amazon earnings, guys. Yeah. stream Amazon earnings. I think Amazon earnings are going to be the most interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Apple or Amazon? I'm going towards Amazon. I know it's kind of doing a pivot at the very end, but like, hey, you can cover both of them, I guess. Both. I think Amazon's the larger percentage of the market. Apple has a bigger market cap. Oof. Let me look it up. We'll judge it by market cap. I think Amazon's got a larger following, though. Plus, the last time we streamed Amazon earnings, we got way more views. In terms of market cap, Amazon is 1.4 trillion. Apple has a market cap of 2.55 trillion. So I guess Apple does have a larger market cap. Hood is the only real affordable ones. Let me look back at the history of what I've streamed here. And Bobby, so if you want to just swap the wording out for Apple and put it on Amazon, I'm pretty sure the last ones I did were Amazon earnings that were big. Let me see. We covered Roku earnings, Nvidia earnings, Disney earnings. Yeah. I mean, we'll cover both. I guess we'll stick with Apple right now. Yeah, ask Bobby and see what his take on it. I don't know if I've ever done an Apple earnings call. All right, so yeah, we got Apple up to 163s. Okay, yeah, we might as well just try Apple. We're just going to stick with Apple, guys. Yeah, we'll switch it up and do Apple this time. So don't worry. I'm going to add I'm going to add Amazon into the title, though. All right, team. I've got Apple and Amazon both beating earnings per share. All right, Apple up there 163.65s. YOLO big short position. Hey, what's up, dude? All right, guys. Yeah, let me know. We got Apple running up here. We're already up over $100 today, and so we'll see what we get. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like button as well. Vote on the poll right now. Tell me what stock you're watching the most. All right, guys. Let me know which one you're watching the most, team. I'm watching Apple. Yeah, we're going to watch Apple too. You long or short in Apple. I think that we might correct down for Apple, but who knows? These always generally do well, earnings, as a lot of people are saying. And so, yeah, we'll see. Market just seems to be looking for any positivity to rally. Yeah, man, it's been a really profitable week. If we look at my trader view stats, we done pretty well this week. We done pretty well. We're going to see if we can keep that up, obviously. All right, team. Let's see how we're going to do today with Apple. And we also got Amazon on the move, too. We're going to put Apple up on the left and Amazon on the right. These two both are rallying really heavily. Amazon tapped 2,900. If Amazon has a good report, it could easily hit 3. Apple broke over 160s today, holding over 161, currently at 163.50s. And yeah, we'll see what we get on that front as well. Again, let me know what you guys are watching the most and what your favorite stocks are today. And let's see what they do. Let's see what the earnings show. Apple currently dipping down to 163s. 163s. All right, guys. Apple up there to 163s. Be careful with Apple calls, though. Let's play the last one. Yeah, let's look at how much these options are for Apple. Right now, when we glance at this, only one-day options are costing about $1,200 to $1,400 if you want an April 22nd put option. If you want an April 22nd call option, or if you want an April 29th call option, it's going to be $1,600 just for one, $1,200 for another, $760 for 13.5. Oh, no, wait, this is DraftKings. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. All right, so sorry. These are the actual numbers. Apple prices are actually pretty cheap. Puts are super cheap at $160 for puts. Or not $160. Puts are about $200 to $500, $200 to $600. Strike price of 160. 160 tomorrow put. So basically betting that Apple's going to be below 160. That expires tomorrow at the end of the day. Cost about $250. And so that's basically betting that the earnings are going to be bad. If you want a call option on Apple, a 160 strike price call option is $630 for just one. A 165 call option is about $325, which, if we have good earnings, it's pretty cheap. 165 is only right there. The problem with this is that you have to sell these tomorrow morning, and so there's risks holding these overnight. We got a few call options, but let me know if you're buying calls or puts today, and on what and why. Hey, what's up? All we do is twin. Be careful with Apple calls, though. As played the last one, and even though the stock gapped up over $6, my call went to a penny on opening bell, and it was only $4 out the money. Yeah, for sure. That's the tough part of it, to be honest. I don't know if you're buying call or puts for Apple earnings. Apple up to 163s. All right, guys. So Apple pulling back to 163. Let's see if it bounces there. I think that's one of the more interesting levels to see if it bounces. Right around 163. Amazon dipping all the way to about 28.80s. Puts 5.6. What's up, Rich? May 6th. Praying on good numbers for Apple and Amazon. Market maker manipulation. Possible. We'll see. All right, guys. Getting some pullbacks here. Bullish or bearish, guys? Earnings call should be for Apple at about 5, so in about an hour and 10 minutes. All right, team. Bouncing a little bit now. Apple at 163.40s. All right, so Q is up to 327s. So Q pulling back some. AMC up to 1565s today. Is a dead cat bounce for which one? Citizen. May $640 put option for Apple, bro. So you're saying by May 6th, in 6 days, or no, in 8 days, 9 days, whatever that is, you think that Apple is going to be under $140, where it's currently at 163. So you're basically betting that the market is going to crash, or that these earnings are going to be absolutely terrible, which they could be. I think they're going to be. At first, I thought they were going to be worse, but who knows? Hmm. Got to remember, John, the price just needs to head in that direction to profit. Yeah, for sure. Like the morning e-whale? Nice, Joe. And if so, how long do you think the market sell-off will last? Oh, off the NASDAQ? It's certainly possible. I mean, the market has dropped really, really heavily over the last, few months. And so with that, it's certainly possible that we're just really extended on the downside. I've been making a lot of money the last few days. I've been making over $100 a day every day for like a few weeks now. That last song is called By My Side by Dama Beats. All right, guys. Earnings are going to be dropping for both of these in about 7 minutes, sometimes after 7 minutes. Remember to hit that like button. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Vote on the poll as well. Yeah, ApeCoin up to 2160s. All right, team. I had some really good music that I had earlier. I don't know what happened to it, bro. For whatever reason, it didn't add it to my list. Move enough in that direction. OST? We can look at OST. There's Amazon. Yeah, OST, I don't know what happened to that thing, man. That thing got absolutely destroyed. Hey, y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, guys, if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We do this live every day. Let me know what you're watching the most today, guys. I mean, I could buy the dip to 163. It looks like I should have. Negative GDP shut down. I'll be shocked if Apple makes it happen. Yeah, that's what I said. I think they're gonna have bad earnings. Whole day should have been worse than the entire rest of the week. Get it, really? Yeah, we got 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes until the close, where the earnings should be released right around then. The earning release exactly when the market closes. It's not exact. Usually it's about like 15 minutes plus, or it's within 15 minutes of closing bell, generally speaking. Not always, of course, but generally speaking, it's within 15 minutes of the closing bell. All right, Apple up to 163s. Let's see if it pops and bounces. Massive put options at 42.70. Tomorrow seems like somebody wanted to make them expire dump. Possible. Y'all green or red this week so far? We only got 1 day left. Let me know, green or red this week. Are you bullish on both? I tend to think that Apple is going to correct back down some. Amazon, I think, will go up, but I think Apple's going to come down. But I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. We'll see. Are you bullish? Avocado? Let me know. Flat rip today. Yeah, I ended up making money today, yesterday, and the day before. We had a pretty solid week. Momentum's been really the momentum's been really obvious to capitalize on. It's been really easy to capitalize on the downward pressure just because the market has been picking trends really, really well the last few days. Today we maintained a downward trend all morning, and I made some money. And then we attacked the upward trend for a little while, but we stopped trading basically once we broke over VWAP today. So we shorted the market this morning and made money. Yesterday, I think we shorted the market as well. No, yesterday we must have went up on the market, made some money on the upside too. So we've been making some money both days on both sides of the market, up and down. But the market's just been picking really nice and obvious trends for us to take to capitalize on. Hey, what's up, Fabio? Good morning, man, or good afternoon, man. Good morning for you, I'm sure. What time is it where you're at? Europe? That's cool. But we're green somehow this week. We're also going to be streaming the full earnings call for Apple, which is at 5 p.m. in about an hour. All right, guys. So Apple's running up to 163.50s pre-bell. The market's closing in 1 minute here. 1 minute the market closes, and the Apple earnings shouldn't be too far. So it's 10 p.m. where you're at, Fabio. Nice, man. Hey, well, welcome. Happy to have you here, bro. Anyone see news about someone trying to block Elon buying? No, I didn't see that. Yeah. The Wagoneer's dope. But yeah, we're getting some big bounces right now. Let's see when the earnings are supposed to come out. They're supposed to come out sometime soon. Looking for this now. I have to put double the windows up. We're going to drop these reports as soon as they go live. Nothing's out yet, though. But earnings should be coming out anytime. Anytime now. Hey, what's up, Mojo? Hey, what's up, Isaac? Apple and Amazon puts. Hey, good luck, man. Load it up. Hey, good luck, guys. Bullish or bearish? Vote on the poll. Let me know. Bullish or bearish? Right now, about 70% are bullish, 30% are bearish. Apple's running up a little bit in the after-hour session, up to 164, pulling back a little bit as I said that. So we'll see what happens with it. Amazon up to 2904s. Still waiting for these numbers to come out. All right, so Amazon with a big reaction. Wow, Amazon with a big drop. Looking for these numbers. Don't see anything on all my sources, but a big drop on Amazon. It looks like bad earnings. Okay, so Amazon did drop their numbers. Amazon just dropped first quarter sales of 116.4 billion, a first quarter loss of 3.8 billion, second quarter sales of 116 to wow. So Amazon just dropped all their big numbers. We're about to report these right now. So Amazon just dropped their first quarter sales of 116.4 billion, first quarter loss of 3.8 billion, second quarter sales of 11. Here, we're just going to drop this report. Here's the initial Amazon results. Amazon put in first quarter sales of 116.4 billion, beat the 116.3 billion estimate only slightly. Only slightly. They put in a. We're waiting for the rest of these numbers to come out. I see first quarter sales of 116.4 billion, beat the 116.3 billion estimate. First quarter loss of 3.8 billion. Second quarter sales of 116. Apple just dropped, or no, Apple didn't drop theirs yet. Still waiting for the update here. Bear with me, team. Amazon saw second quarter sales of 116 to 121 billion versus 125.5 billion estimate. So a little bit lower than expected sales numbers. You can see the numbers right there. Still reporting these, guys. Still reporting these. We're going to have Apple out soon, too. Amazon saw first quarter EPS of $7.56 per share loss, which was way worse than the $8.07 profit estimate. Wow. So really negative numbers for Amazon here. Look at how bad these first quarter EPS were. Man, $7.56 per share loss compared to an $8.07 profit estimate. So big difference here. Big difference in those numbers. All right, so basically they said that Amazon said that their net loss includes a pre-tax valuation loss of $7.6 billion included in the non-operating expense from a stock investment in Rivian. So Rivian basically crashed Amazon. Shout out to Rivian. They basically destroyed Amazon here. Amazon's Rivian investment lost tons of value. If you remember Rivian here, just to glance at it real quick, Rivian basically went crazy and then crashed from their IPO all the way up to $180. Amazon invested in them, and now they're $32 a share. So they got absolutely destroyed, and Amazon lost almost $8 billion from this, is what went down. So Amazon lost almost $8 billion from this. Yeah. So Amazon dropping pretty heavily now. We're still waiting for the Apple numbers to come out, but Amazon down to 2,500s. Still waiting for the Apple numbers to drop. Nothing yet. Pretty brutal though for our boys over there. Man. Hey, well, your puts are banking right now, Isaac. Congrats. Nice work, dude. Yeah, you're probably banking right now from that. Amazon's starting to creep back up. Still waiting for the Apple numbers. Nothing yet. Still waiting for this, but basically Amazon lost almost $8 billion in Rivian, and that basically tanked the price. I think I don't know how much analysts were expecting Rivian or including in their outlook Rivian's effect on Amazon's income and losses. Rivian absolutely destroyed them, lost $8 billion. I mean, of course, it's Apple, or it's Amazon, so they're going to be fine even if they lose $8 billion. It's not good, but they're still freaking Amazon. But yeah, Amazon back up to 2670s, 2680s here. Yeah, kind of crazy pawn. Rivian lost Amazon so much money, man. Kind of crazy, you know. Yeah, bullish or bearish on Amazon after this? Honestly, I don't think Amazon will be a bad little dip buy once it kind of stables out a little bit, just because the loss was from Rivian. You know, it wasn't an actual like operating expense. It was more so just a bad investment, which, you know, they might correct some initially, but it doesn't actually say too much about the overall health of the company. And so with that, you know, might be a good dip buy. Let me know what you guys think. Still waiting for the Apple numbers to come out. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon should fire the guy who had the Rivian investment idea. I mean, they ended up making money. I don't know if you guys remembered Amazon's previous earnings call, but last earnings call, Amazon actually banked a lot of money from the Rivian investment, and it reflected in the last earnings call that they did, but that was before Rivian took that catastrophic crash back down to the 30s. You know, so it wasn't necessarily included, or it wasn't included in the previous earnings call for Amazon. And so now it's just kind of correcting a little bit because, you know, Rivian did lose, you know, 80% of its value. And so with that said, Amazon obviously lost a bunch of money with it, and it's only just now being reflected in their quarterly earnings, if that makes sense. And so that's why we're getting this big drop from Amazon. We're still waiting for the Apple numbers to come out. I don't see anything for Apple yet. We're just kind of waiting. Apple numbers aren't showing up yet. Yeah, the problem with Rivian is it's pre-production, just like which is a similar problem that all the other EV makers have, except for Tesla for the most part. Neo is that, you know, it's pre-production. Same thing as Mullen. Same thing as Lucid. You know, they're pre-production. It's very hard to gauge the success of an EV maker before they actually start selling cars, and it's very difficult as a company to grow yourself to a sustainable level as an automobile company. Up and coming automobile company, especially an EV. And so we'll see, but you know, that's kind of what happened. Still waiting for the Apple numbers to drop. Amazon still testing lows down to $2,600 right now, 2,600. Apple dropping. Yeah, I'm still not seeing any numbers out yet. Apple takes their sweet time. They do. Well, you got a second though, guys. Listen, we trade the market live every day. We are actually green on the year day trading. We day trade live with a $30,000 account every weekday morning for free right here. And so hit that subscribe button. We also stream earnings. My big thing is we just give everything away for free. We don't charge a penny for content. We don't charge for anything really. We give everything away for free. We don't claim to be experts. We don't try to be gurus, and we just try to be a free resource and community. If you appreciate that, hit the subscribe button. You know you want to. Try it one time. Everybody's doing it. See how it feels. Apple up to 161s or down to 161s, I should say. Amazon just broke under 2,600. Apple is going to drop the market hard if they miss. Honestly, it's been a tough time for the market with Netflix. A lot of big tech companies having bad earnings and just dropping the market, specifically Netflix lately. Hey, thank you, Storm. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Still waiting for the Apple numbers to come out. Apple posts a net loss of $3.8 billion. Revenue meets expectations at $116.4 billion. Non-GAAP Amazon EPS is minus 756, misses by about $15.78. Revenue of $116.44 billion, which is in line with estimates. No, we're still waiting on Apple. Hey, thank you. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we give everything away for free. I don't claim to be experts. I don't want to be a guru. That's too much pressure. I just try to give everything away for free and just be a resource and community for traders. And so, again, subscribe. Hey, my man Isaac, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Buy the wife some Lulu pants or better internet. Bro, have you seen Lululemon pants, bro? Have you seen how much Lululemon pants, bro? I brought my daughter and my wife a bunch of Lululemon stuff for Christmas. I swear, bro, a little bitty flimsy piece of fabric is like $1,000 at Lululemon, bro. It's freaking ridiculous, dude. It's freaking ridiculous, man. You know, the whole family's just flexing on everybody in Lululemon, paying like $1 million for like a Kleenex size piece of fabric. You know what I mean? But no, I'm just joking. I appreciate it, Isaac. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the donation, brother. Thank you for the support, man. Hope you'll join us in the morning one day, dude. Like you used to, bro. You should be there. We have fun in the mornings. Can you explain why Twitter barely reacted to a 2,900% more than expected earnings release, but Amazon dumps like this? Well, Amazon lost $7.6 billion, bro. $7.6 billion. And Amazon rarely loses, and so the sentiment change is much faster than it would be with other stuff. Just because Amazon rarely loses, Amazon lost $7.6 billion. It's just a shocking amount of money, and so with that, you get a shocking drop like this. Yeah, honestly, low-key, though, Lululemon pants are super comfortable, bro. My wife was bugging me for like a year straight to get some Lululemon shorts. And she would, every time I'd go in there with her, she'd be like, baby, buy some shorts. You'll like them. Buy some shorts. You like them. And so I put it off. I was like, nah, I'm not going to buy these shorts. I finally bought a pair, and dude, those are the most comfortable shorts I've ever had, bro. You know? So, you know, I can't even knock Lululemon. I don't know, man. I hope we don't get a bear market. What are Apple earnings? It's the amount of money that the Apple stock, you know, like your phone, the amount of money that Apple stock makes per quarter is released every quarter in the stock market. And so every 3 months, you'll have an earnings release that tells you basically how much money the company made or lost, what the company's profitability and outlook looks like. And right now we are looking at Apple and Amazon. Amazon lost $7.6 billion from a really crappy investment in an up-and-coming EV company. And so Amazon just dropped down to $2,500 a share, lost almost $8 billion. Apple numbers are still not out yet because they take their sweet time every time they release anything. And so there you go. That's what we're doing here. Bro, my secret has been found, bro. My secret has been found. No, I really don't wear Lululemon shorts, but like they're comfortable still, you know. Amazon down to 25.90. Still waiting for Apple, man. We got the sideways range, and we'll see if it breaks. Amazon Web Services should be okay too. Yeah, the loss was not from like operating expenses or anything like that. The loss in Amazon was simply from a pretty crappy investment in Rivian. And if we look at Rivian, I'll show you the stock that caused this in Amazon. This is Rivian right here. I remember this stock because this thing went absolutely crazy around IPO day. This thing IPO'd and went up from $100 all the way to $180. So it went up 80% basically, all the way up to $180. And then it just fizzled into nothing, and dropped all the way down to $32. So yeah, dropped really heavily, like 80% or plus more. And so this is the investment Amazon made, and you can see why they lost $8 billion is because this is the chart. This is the only chart for Rivian. This is the entire chart of the entire life cycle of Rivian stock. It went up to 180 and then just dumped down. That is why Amazon lost so much money, is because they invested in this terrible, terrible company. And thus is why we get this big drop in Amazon now. We got this big drop down to 25.75. Apple's not really dumping. It's just sideways. Sorry, guys. I got to switch it. Anytime we got music with sound, I just got to switch it. Did you short Rivian? No. Amazon guidance was lowers is not due to the Rivian deal. Do you know what you're talking about, or just shilling Amazon? Am I shilling Amazon? In what way have I shilled Amazon? Bro, okay, I'm going to tell you this. Their guidance was lowered. I see that. I understand that. I've actually reviewed all of their numbers that have come out, and I think that this major drop that Amazon put in, this drop down to 25.75, was mostly due to an emotional reaction to the $8 billion loss that they put in. Now, it's a subjective thing, the real reason for this big drop. Now, I know their outlook is bad, but the reason for the drop can be speculated in a number of different ways. It's not that big of a deal, bro.
You're the Amazon show, bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm shilling Amazon, bro. Please buy from Amazon, dude.
No, you guys know they're like the largest defense contractor, right? I'm not kidding. They have like crazy amounts of defense contracts.
Yeah. I believe that. Thanks again for the content. Been watching. Hey, thank you, Jay Moore. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Who else? There's someone else.
Bobby's shilling Apple, bro. Look at this, man. Bobby's shilling Apple. What are you talking about, dude? He just likes red, bro. He just likes the color red, man. Yeah, that's it. He likes the color red, man.
Use code beginner trading in the description for 10%.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Time to buy your iPhones, guys. Hey,
survey says you can trade better on it. I'm just kidding. I actually don't even know. If someone actually who does trade on their phone, let me know what you think is the best platform in the chat. That'd be awesome. I've never done that research.
Yeah, I mean, Apple. Oh, wait. Did Apple actually drop their numbers? Hold on. Cincinnati Financial Corporation. You are shilling shillings. Dude, I gotta stop shilling shillings. Man, when people lose money, do they seek out any live about the stock so they can take it out on the wrong people? Probably. There you go. Can you also saw the SPY chart? Yeah, we can look at the SPY chart. We're still waiting for the Apple numbers to drop. Here's the SPY. Can you do Facebook? So we did Facebook yesterday. So we streamed the Facebook earnings call yesterday. Is Amazon in the S&P? Yeah. S&P is the biggest companies, and Amazon's certainly one of them. when you think of S&P 500, think of the biggest 500, the 500 largest companies, And so if Amazon it's certainly in that view. SPY popped up a little bit. With the other earnings we had dropped today were Roku, which I'm not sure what Roku put in. Still waiting for the Apple earnings. Apple earnings call is at 5 p.m., so it's in 40 minutes. Apple earnings call
right now.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Where are you looking for the Apple numbers to drop? I'm looking at multiple different sources, actually. So I am looking at both Thinkorswim. I'm looking at Benzinga, and you can try Benzinga out for free in the description if you want to. Benzinga is probably the best news source in the game. It's what I use to find out really what's moving in the market. And honestly, like I said, I genuinely think Benzinga has the best news in the game. Just really quick and easy news releases. You can actually put up a bunch of different symbols at one place and get like the news in a targeted way for like a handful of stocks. So I can put up like Apple, Amazon, Roku, all the earnings releases today, and I can just watch. So yeah, Amazon's trading lower. Reported first quarter earnings results and issued second quarter sales guidance that were below the analyst estimates. If you're just now joining us, what time does Ethereum report earnings? This is Bobby. He is kind of my channel manager. INTC. SPY's under 426.
Yo, my boy Homer Simpson, is that you?
Where's he at, bro? My man.
No, his name's Duff Beers. Duff Man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no worries. All right, guys. What is Ethereum doing today? Speaking of Ethereum, I know ApeCoin absolutely ripped. I look at Apple popping up here, so I'm assuming something happened. Apple just broke highs. Is at 164.25s. 164.25s. Waiting to see when these numbers are coming out. Don't say anything yet, but I'm assuming somebody knows early. Maybe this is Bloomberg Terminal over there getting their stuff before everybody else. But Apple up to 164. I don't know. I think Facebook is going to trend with tech for the most part. Facebook dropped heavily, and so I think Facebook's probably going to trend with tech. And yeah, I mean, Facebook had a good day today. It still didn't have a great day. Good earnings report for Facebook yesterday. And they just kind of went sideways today. They definitely didn't sympathy move with the market, which absolutely flew after like 11 a.m. Market will let Facebook trend up for a week if the market continues to trend up. It just depends. CNBC said Apple report in 7 minutes. Yeah, for sure. Bullish or bearish on Apple? Let me know. Vote in the poll. Hey, what's up, Hammer? All right, so yeah, Apple at 163.80s, 163.80s. Hey, we appreciate you guys, GT. The other one to look at is here's Amazon. So Amazon down to 26s or 2600s. The other one to look at is Roku. Roku dropped some numbers here, and Roku put in first quarter adjusted EBITDA of 57.6 million, sales of 734 million. Beat the 718.3 million estimate, according to Reuters. Roku saw second quarter sales of 805 million versus 815 million estimate. So Roku saw a little bit worse than expected second quarter sales. They saw first quarter Roku added 1.1 million active accounts for a total of 61.3 million, according to Reuters. But they're mostly sideways. They put in downbeat guidance, slower user growth, but beat revenue expectations. And so that's Roku. And we'll put Roku up here, and you can kind of see it's mostly sideways from that. Amazon up to 2650s. Apple starting to pop, but we're still waiting for these numbers to come out. So we'll see. Yeah, Robinhood earnings are coming out too. Let me look to see what those are all showing up as, so you guys can kind of see a gauge on everything going on. Amazon at 2650s. Robinhood market shares are trading lower after the company reported worse than expected first quarter EPS and sales results. The company said it will no longer provide revenue guidance. Wow. Okay, so the company said they will no longer provide revenue guidance anymore. So Robinhood must be struggling. Robinhood put in lower than expected first quarter EPS and sales results. So Robinhood put in first quarter EPS of 45-cent per share loss, missed the 36-cent per share loss estimate, sales of 299 million, missed the 355 million estimate, roughly 356 million estimate. So yeah, Robinhood put in much worse than expected numbers. And if you want to look at Robinhood, I'm sure a lot of traders are really like happy. They're celebrating this. You know how Robinhood has gone for traders lately, especially in the last year since GameStop, Amazon, or AMC, I mean. And so yeah, Robinhood put in worse numbers. Roku put in mixed numbers, but is trending sideways. Amazon put in almost like I said, almost an $8 billion loss and worse than expected sales numbers. And so they are down to the 2650s. And we're still waiting on Apple. It's sideways, sitting around 163.20s. Yeah, Robinhood under 9s.
Seeing a bunch of new names here. Where'd you guys find us all from? Where y'all from?
Yeah.
Find us on YouTube. Where we just recommended. Did a bird fly through your window?
Right, and be like, beginner trading. Go to beginner trading. Yeah, and we got about 30 minutes into the actual earnings call, and we'll stream the earnings call as well, guys. I typed earnings live on YouTube. Yeah, I figured that would be probably, just good SEO.
Nice. Sweet. YouTube recommendation. Thanks.
Right. Hey, next time when it's between, these two, I'm going to go with Apple. Everybody's waiting on Apple right now. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Vote on the poll.
Well, for anyone new here, while we're waiting,
yeah.
We do give away a lot of free stuff, guys. Everything's free, not just a lot, everything. But we have a lot of great stuff. We have free watch list, trending news, all that kind of great stuff. We got live coaching, live streams in the morning every day. We're trading. We got a Discord with a bunch of awesome community figures. You can ask stuff about options, day trading, especially if you're new to all of it. It's a great place to learn from. It's free. And it's something that everyone else is charging thousands for, guys. Look around. Right. Look, try,
Yeah, like everything we put out there is free. My big thing is like there's too many gurus in the stock market world, too many people claiming to be profitable that aren't, and too many people just selling overpriced courses on publicly available content. And so we put everything out there for free. We don't sell anything. We don't claim to be experts. We don't charge for any of our content. Even becoming a member doesn't get you anything extra. It's just a way to help support us. And so, hey, hit the subscribe button. Show support for movements like that in the trading world. And hey, I know you like me, Abo. I mean, you might be mad because I said the Amazon loss was from Rivian, but you like this channel, bro. Come on now. I appreciate the support. Market open live streams are good too. Hey, well, that's us, man. That's what we do. Too many people working with the feds. Freaking working with the feds, man. What do you do? Don't know the relevancy here, but hey, all good. Hey, thank you, Spiros. I appreciate you. Thank you, EDU. You beat me to the Discord. I like free stuff. Hey, well, that's all we do, bro. That's all we do. Yeah, it's all good, Abo. I'm just messing with you, bro. It's all good, dude. Hey, thank you, Paulie. Free lunch, bro.
Hey, when you become a member, we're actually doing a giveaway. Then it's gonna be
free ebooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audible.
Oh, it's free?
It's from Audible. Yep.
Yeah.
5 members are each going to get one. It's whatever book you want, I believe.
Honestly, Jay Victor, you might be surprised at how many traders truly feel this way. They think that just because they're paying for it, that it's better. And, again, the reality of it is most content in trading you can find publicly available in the public sphere somewhere. You don't have to pay for it. The reality of it is also that, the more competitive content is always free because it needs to be seen. And so, yeah, I think you're going to find a lot of really good free content. Apple running up. It's at 160s. I'm assuming the numbers are out, but we might be waiting. It's 4:30 right now, market time, 4:30, and Apple is popping all the way up to the 160s. 67s. It's actually going too fast for the Thinkorswim charts. Here's the numbers. Apple put in second quarter EPS of $1.52 profit, beat the $1.43 estimate, sales of $97.3 billion, beat the $94 billion estimate roughly. Here's these numbers for Apple. So yeah, an earnings beat for Apple, and it's flying up. It's flying up so much my chart can't even keep track of it really for Apple. It's going past 170s here. Whoa, see? Seriously. There we go. Apple up to 169s, tapped 170s here. So big upward move, big volume coming in. Apple reported second quarter iPhone sales in 2022 of about 50.57 billion.
Apple go crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I will say that their user interface is incredibly great, incredibly simple. As a person who programs both Galaxy and Apple devices, has used both. I currently own a Galaxy just for development stuff, but I would go to Apple in a heartbeat again. And my only thing is that they're so fragile, man. They're so fragile. I am not light on my phones. I break those.
Yeah. So they did have second quarter. So iPhone sales came in at 5.7 billion. There's some more stuff coming out that we're going to drop right now. They put in second quarter Mac sales of about 10.5 or 10.43 billion. 10.43 billion. They also put in a Apple board authorized about 90 billion increase to the existing buyback program. 90 billion increase to the existing buyback program. Hold on. Here's the first set of numbers. All right, and then we're going to drop the full numbers for Apple at the bottom of the screen. Okay, we're going to drop the full numbers for Apple at the bottom of the screen. This is it so far. Because there's a lot of stuff to really go over here. All right, so we got the Mac sales. Board of directors authorized this buyback program, so we're dropping that here too. $90 billion increase to their buyback program. They also raised their quarterly dividend from 22 cents to 23 cents per share in their quarterly dividend. They put in iPad sales for the second quarter of 7.64 billion. 7.64 billion iPhone sales. They put in second quarter wearables, home and accessory sales at 8.806 billion. And then they dropped, we're getting everything here. They saw second quarter America's sales of 40.88 billion, Europe sales of 23.28 billion, Greater China of 18.34 billion, Japan 7.724 billion, rest of Asia 7 billion roughly. All right. And this is everything. We're going to drop. This is a huge list of stuff here, guys. A huge list of stuff. Oh, no. Hold on. Huge list of stuff is going to be scrolling through the bottom. This is everything that they're showing. But yeah, good numbers. Again, just to go through everything one more time. Second quarter EPS for Apple was $1.52. Beat the 143-cent profit estimate. Sales of 97.3 billion. Beat the 93.89 billion estimate. They put in second quarter iPhone sales of 50.57 billion. They put in second quarter Mac sales of 10.43 billion. They said that their board of directors authorized an increase of 90 billion to the existing buyback. They raised their quarterly dividend from 22 cents per share to 23 cents per share every quarter. They reported second quarter iPad sales of 7.64 billion. Second quarter wearables, homes, and accessory sales of 8.8 billion. Second quarter America sales of 40.8 billion. Europe sales of 23.3 billion. Greater China of about 18 billion. Japan about 7.7 billion. Rest of Asia is about 7.04 billion. They reported second quarter 2022 services sales of 19.821 billion. Whew, that's everything. Let me know what you guys think if you're making money with this, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's really not moving that much. Really not moving that much. Let me know if you think the market will be green tomorrow.
It gets that kind of stuff's kind of baked into it already though.
Yeah,
These
for
earnings
sure.
plays.
Yeah, for
With
sure.
those good at
Especially,
numbers though, we at least saw some moving though.
yeah,
Some
for
good
sure.
movement.
Yeah, we're moving pretty heavily. It's not like Amazon, but usually the common quote the market states is when stocks go up, they take the stairs. When stocks go down, they take the elevator. And you can look at Amazon and kind of see that. Amazon just kind of had really bad numbers. Damn, I was hoping it would hit 170. It still might. I mean, it did tap 170. It just didn't hold there.
Just some profit taking though.
Yeah, quarter to quarter down. I think people want bigger stuff from Apple at this point. Just selling electronics is not enough anymore. Well, what kind of products do you think they should put out? I know they were considering a car, an Apple car. Yeah, good numbers, but maybe today's GDP is still weighing in. That's certainly possible. A lot of tech stocks were getting hit from the GDP drop. Hey, happy to help, Andrew. Y'all hit the subscribe button. We do this live every day. Every day we go live, except on weekends. Even on weekends, sometimes we go live. But every weekday morning, we'll be live, both in the morning, and then if a big earnings release is in the evening, we're going live for that as well. Get bigger into businesses, for example, in cars. Good numbers. Watch for guidance next month. Games. Yeah, they could make games. That was BS, no car. Good time to buy more Apple. I see you, Thom. Thank you for joining us, brother. Thank you, man. Buy a
Apple could
AAA
make a
game.
video game station, yeah.
They should, man.
I mean, that's basically their phone, but
yeah. Honestly, this is really impressive. Apple says right now, Apple has over 200 or over 825. Here, let me delete some of this stuff. Hold on. I still got all these numbers from yesterday.
Well, I mean, Apple literally has a router. So
yeah.
Routers, they have desktops, laptops, PC, or not PCs, sorry. No, they actually do have PCs. I lied. Phones, tablets, headphones.
Well, no,
I don't know.
Look at this quote. They said they now have more than 825 million paid customers across services on company's platform. So over 825 million.
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
Call real quick.
All good. Any mentions? Hey, what's up, Rick? Great job. Appreciate all you do. Hey, thank you, Rick. I appreciate you, man. The car is coming. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, pretty good numbers for Apple. Pretty good numbers. Bullish or bearish, guys? Let me know. Software. Yeah, they can get into software. Bearish? Let me know. Apple Health is expanding. Yeah, so we got about 22 minutes until the Apple earnings call goes live. All right, guys. I took $500. Good enough for me. What's up? Is 12% too much to ask? I mean, like I said, consolidation is good. We're holding gains here, so let's watch over 166.
Out of back.
What's up, dude? Hey, well, we still got over 500 people here, guys. So, hey, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this live every day for free. Again, I don't claim to be an expert. That's why the channel's called what it is because we just want to be a resource and community for traders. And so if you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We drop these live every single day for free. Also, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/beginnertrades. We drop a lot of free content there as well. And so check it out. We also do a morning email newsletter that we send every single morning. Here's my Twitter link if you want to check it out. My man, there you go. We also do a morning newsletter every single day, and so you can join that newsletter here. You can become a member on our site. Again, it's completely free. We do not sell a thing. Everything is free. We don't charge for anything. And so if you want to get that email watch list mailed to you every morning, check that out as well. Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. Apple is running up there since a month now, but then again, no stock I follow is really popping. All sideways or down. Is there a live stream for earnings for Apple or Amazon? Yeah, that's what we're doing here, Tobias. You can see Amazon and Apple here. We already reported the numbers for both. If you want me to re-review any of them, I'll tell just let me know. We're actually going to be streaming the earnings call for Apple as well. So the earnings call set to be in 20 minutes. We're going to actually put it out live, so you're going to be able to hear the earnings call live when it happens. And again, that's in 20 minutes as well. Yeah, it's at 5, Swervin. That's right. Are these earnings live yet? Well, yeah, the earnings are out, but the earnings call isn't out for both of them. So I believe the Amazon earnings call is going to be at 5:30. And so that's in roughly 50 minutes, 49 minutes. The Apple earnings call is going to be at 5. And so that's in about 19 minutes or so. And we're going to stream that live. You're not going to have to go anywhere. We'll stream that completely live as well. So just stick around. You'll hear the earnings call when it starts. We're going to be live with everybody as well. Hey, thank you, Douglas. Which has the bigger impact on the US 100? Amazon's miss or Apple's beat? I would say Amazon's miss so far. It's affecting price the most. It's a bigger percentage, I think. But Apple has the larger market cap. So Apple's the bigger company, I think, right? Or at least in terms of market cap. And Amazon had the bigger move. And so depends on how you interpret it. Apple beat so much that it doesn't move up any idea. Yeah, well, things get baked into the market, right? So one thing that we always talk about here is how much the moves happen pre-earnings release, right? So the buys come in pre-earnings and the sells come in pre-earnings. And so a lot of traders get involved with the market and they think it's simple as just waiting for a stock to have good earnings and buying it, or waiting for a stock to have bad earnings and shorting it. But the reality of it is, by the time the earnings are released, a lot of traders have already made their bets. And so we're just going to see the reaction to that. And so the stock market is really weird, where you can have really good earnings and then falls and crashes. And you can have really bad earnings and stocks move up. And so it's not a perfect thing. And it's one of the things where I try to just react to what happens instead of predict it. Because predicting it can get you in trouble. That's why you have more impact from Amazon than Apple. Apple is alone in this move. Amazon, there'll be other stocks that drop. Yeah, for sure. I would say, like I said, I would say Amazon right now, based on the percentage move and just overall sentiment. But who knows? It's really guess the game.
What's the difference between this and the actual earnings call? In the earnings call, sometimes they talk about some other stuff, why the earnings are so good, their future goals, and they do a little bit of a Q&A and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. The earnings call, the earnings report is always released after 4 p.m. So after the market closed, the earnings call is always released then. Or the earnings report is released then, I'm sorry. So these will give you the actual numbers. The earnings call is kind of like, a lot of the time the CEO will be there, like we did Facebook's earnings call yesterday, and Mark Z was basically talking about what he thought about the company and the outlook and the future view of everything, like what they think is going to happen in the future, what investors should expect. And so that's kind of what they do during earnings calls. And then, like Bobby said, you do like a Q&A and they ask questions, and you can kind of get a little bit more of a gauge on future health of the company with the earnings call as opposed to the earnings report just being general numbers, if that makes sense. Hey, thank you, Ace. Yeah, for sure. I'm that 300 Z guy. Oh, I like 300 Zs. I just realized your name. I like 300 Zs. I grew up as a tuner person, so 300Zs were kind of my favorite car when I was young before I got my license. And then once I got my license, I kind of turned into like a JDM shill. But pre-license, I really like 300Zs. Spyway, Apple 5.9%, Amazon 4%. Apple 180 tomorrow. It could. Consolidation is usually healthy, you know. Oh, you got a twin turbo? That's dope, man. Apple just behind PetroChina in yearly revenue. If Amazon weighs more bearish market tomorrow, yeah, for sure. I can kind of agree. Amazon tends to weigh the market down a little bit more than Apple. I think the reason for that is there's other stocks that are similar to Apple. There's not really any stocks that are similar to Amazon. You know, Amazon's kind of alone, and like somebody said earlier, it's kind of alone in what it does. There's not really anybody that competes with Amazon like that per se, except for maybe eBay, but not quite as much. But there's a lot of other parallel phone brands, maybe not as big as Apple, but certainly on par with them to a certain extent. No, thank you. You're here every day, every dang day, and now giving it away. We appreciate you, and I rely on your company and what is really a lonely endeavor. Yeah, for sure. Trading can get lonely, man. It's always good to have people to chill with because it can get slow and boring and frustrating. You know, you have a tough losing day. It's hard, man. You know?
And it can give you more confidence in your stuff too.
Right, for sure. Just
everyone else is kind of like, yeah, that does look really like a good setup. You know, we don't sell anything here. We're not financial experts like that. We don't, you know.
Yeah, we don't sell anything. We give everything away for free. It's just good to hear other people's opinion. Somebody asked me earlier, like, if you're so good, why are you asking everybody else what they think? And I think it's my duty to ask people what they think. If we can get a nice little sample size here, it's a, you know, we have to figure out what everybody else is thinking, and it's a good judge and gauge on future outlook, I think. Walmart competes heavily with Amazon, possibly. But Amazon is mostly a mail order company. Walmart is the larger part of Walmart's business is in-store sales, I'm pretty sure. And so I don't think Walmart's numbers competes with Amazon's numbers in a heavy way. I think they're obviously somewhat of a competitor to Amazon, but comparing Walmart's revenue, I don't know if it's the most correct thing to compare it to, because again, most of Walmart's business is done from in-store physical sales as opposed to Amazon, which all of it is done, unless they have Amazon stores, I'm not sure if they do, from mail order. So it's just a little bit different, in my opinion at least. Shopify, yeah, for sure, I can see that. Look, Apple will close one of this gap or both, so 156 for the closing gap. Yeah, Apple is dipping down to 165 here, and 165 is right around that high from earlier, so we do have a little wick there that we can gauge the support from, but we're still sitting here. It's at 165s now. Let me see. Yeah, Robinhood got destroyed, man. Wow. Yeah, I mean, listen, Walmart might be the larger company by revenue, but in terms of actual market cap, Walmart is noticeably smaller than Amazon. You know, Walmart has about 420 million market cap. Amazon's got about 1.4 trillion. So, you know, Amazon is over 3 times larger than Walmart. And so, yeah. Apple mooning tomorrow. They had great earnings. Yeah, for sure. We'll see. Apple dipping down here, which is kind of surprising. Services hit all-time high numbers. Second quarter result beat expectations. Apple said that the war in Ukraine affected the company in March and says that it will affect the company more during the June quarter. Says that they're doing incredibly well in spite of supply constraints. That's what they're saying. So, according to Reuters here.
Rosie's going crazy.
Rosie, man, you hear that dog bark? That's a watchdog bark. Let me see, Reuters. There we go. Yeah, this is what Apple says that the war in Ukraine affected the company. Said that it'll affect them more, but they're doing incredibly well in spite of supply constraints. But yeah, Rosie's a good dog, man. I don't know if I told you guys about my crazy neighbor. Hey, baby. What is that? Here, no, do not show them. I'll open this up later. Every dog is a good dog. Just got in. What are they waiting for? So the earnings call's not in for about another 9 minutes. The dog is bearish like me. Hey. Y'all want to see which dog we're referencing here since we got new people here? Let's show you the dogs. All right, let's show you guys. All right, these are Rosie. This is Rosie and Cindy right here. This is Rosie and Cindy right here. That's Rosie, that's our dog. And that's Cindy, my mom's dog. I bought my mom Rosie's sister for Christmas. Apple up to 166, but yeah, that's Rosie and that's Cindy on the right. Rosie's our dog right here, though. Good dogs. Roku, I believe, had mixed results, if I remember correctly. Apple bouncing at 165, like we said. Roku had mixed results, I believe. Roku put in first quarter adjusted EBITDA of 57.6 mil, sales of 734 mil, beat 718 million estimate. Second quarter sales of 805 mil, beat or worse than the 815 million estimate. They added 1.1 million active accounts for a total of 61.3 million accounts, according to Reuters. They put in GAAP EPS of 19 cent per share, loss missed by 1 cent. Revenue of 734 million, beat by 15 million. So mixed results for Roku, but I think they're actually getting affected on the downside. Yeah, she's a good dog, man. Apple is the powerhouse of the U.S. stock market. Yeah, maybe. All right, we got the earnings call. It's going to be in about 7 minutes. I thought Apple was going to go up like 15%. Yeah, me too, bro. But, you know, market, I think, is... let's see how the market's reacting to all this. Let me look at the SPY and the Q. SPY is actually down in pre-market, which might be getting weighed by the other bad earnings. Intel had bad numbers. Roku had mixed numbers. Robinhood had bad numbers. Let me see what else dropped today. I know there's a bunch of them. Amazon, Apple. Let me find which ones we had today. There's a bunch of them. There's Amazon, Apple, Teladoc was this morning. Twitter was this morning. Yeah, we had Caterpillar, Nokia, MasterCard, McDonald's, Merck, Peabody, Domino's, Gilead, Robinhood, Intel, Roku, Amazon, and Apple were today. And then we had SWN as well. Tomorrow we have Exxon, Chevron, mostly oil companies, Phillips, Honeywell, Charter. I don't know what the other one is. I can't read that. But yeah, so tomorrow we got mostly oil companies' earnings. Apple does have the biggest market cap. Apple has, what, about $3 trillion, if I remember correctly, for Apple in terms of market cap. 2.5 trillion for Apple in terms of market cap. Yeah, Roku's still up, doing okay. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, people waiting for guidance. Apple usually kills it, but with the inflation and war, who knows? Bear market won't flip from Apple earnings. All right, guys. Sorry. So Apple pop it up. It's at 166. All right, Carol's going to join us for a second.
Oh, you should have not said anything.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
was trying to surprise everyone.
Yeah. Look, so Amazon put in numbers. Amazon lost almost $8 billion, had worse than expected second quarter sales numbers that came out. And so Amazon had this big drop right here. And then Apple had better than expected numbers, good numbers all the way around for Apple. But for whatever reason, it's just not moving that much.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up, Bobby?
Hey, Carol, how you doing?
Oh, here, take my headphone.
Oh.
There you go.
How you doing?
How's it going? Yeah, it's good. Just busy as always.
Look at
I
Robin
feel
Hood.
that. How are the little ones doing? Is Jack
Oh,
feeling
man.
better? No more allergies?
Yeah.
It's gotten better.
He made it.
Oh, that's
he
good.
made it through this season. It's kind of clearing up.
Yeah.
and he's feeling better. So, but thanks for asking.
Of
Yeah,
course.
he made it. He made it through the Denver trip. I guess the
Yeah.
allergies weren't that bad in Denver.
No, it's pollen season heavy over here with the oaks. So.
Yeah. It'll get better.
I know that they have pollen season in Florida and Louisiana too. So it's,
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
Pollen's everywhere. Everything's yellow. You know.
Mm.
We gave him honey.
Yeah.
We started giving him honey every day.
local honey.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Wait.
Nice
so
natural recipes.
Yeah.
Remedies.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, Big Meech's going to get home pretty soon. She had to stay a little bit later today. They had some meeting or stuff, but tonight's date night. Tonight's our Friday because
Very
nice.
there's not, what would you say? Well, there's just not a lot of people, and she has off every Friday anyway. So she's got like that flexible work schedule thing where they do like 10-hour days to, I don't know.
Right.
But it works. So
that's cool. Well, cool.
Yeah, man.
Y'all have a good date night and tell her I said hello. And y'all have a good weekend.
Yeah. All right. Wait. So it's 2 p.m. Pacific time.
All right, here I gotta go.
All right, baby.
All right, y'all. Happy trading.
All right.
All right, Bobby. I'll catch you later.
later, Carol. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, he said later. Carol, good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Okay. So yeah, it's at 4 p.m. All right. So I wanted to make sure this is the right one. All right. So we're waiting here. We got the earnings call ready. We're waiting. We got 2 minutes, roughly 2 minutes until it's supposed to start. And yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Let me know if you're bullish or bearish. Bro, she's just wondering how much you invested in Amazon. She's getting a new Chanel bag from today's trading. If we could buy one for $100, bro, maybe, dude. Nah, man. People waiting for guidance. Apple usually does well, but who knows with all the stuff going on? Yeah, for sure. Since Carol here, are we getting a mustard spoon for the Apple beat? I should. What do you guys think, Storm? Let me know, man. What do you think? All right, guys. Just gotta chill and waiting for this earnings report now. Nothing yet. Less than a minute, guys. Hopefully it starts on time. Apple dipping down to 164 is pre-call. So the earnings call starts pretty soon. I'm curious if they said anything about material costs. Ford made a big point of that being an issue. Which, yeah, I mean, prices for everything went up for sure. Bearish, there's just nothing positive on the horizon for anything, not even Apple. Why Apple going down with 3 beat? I don't know.
With the beat?
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, we are in the stock market, and so we just took the music, synced it up with all of that. None of it's
Right.
real, by the way. It's all a simulation.
Yeah, that's right.
Just
You know?
It's just a very cool coincidence.
Yeah, for sure. You know, look at Robinhood pop up to 913s, 911s here. So we'll see what happens. Robinhood popping up some, man. I don't know. I used to be really bullish in Robinhood, but then once I really gauged like through the live stream how many traders really did hate Robinhood, I lost my bullish sentiment because frankly, Robinhood pissed traders off, man. Robinhood pissed traders off, and so they turned on Robinhood for sure. Hold on, still waiting for the earnings call to start for Apple. Tesla SPY, Apple, and Microsoft puts. I'm scared. Yeah, I mean, we'll see about these. We'll see about these. Still waiting. Come on, man. Play. All right. I left Robinhood 6 months ago and never looked back. Yeah, I've been using Thinkorswim for like 3 or 4 years. So I've never really used Robinhood like that. The only time I ever used Robinhood was for options. I think Robinhood's options layout and UI is really nice. But I don't know if it's going to justify people staying with them over other. I think Robinhood's big problem, what really hurt Robinhood stock, is the simple fact that TOS, Schwab, E-Trade all give zero commission trading. So come on, man. It's 4 p.m. now, or it's 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's start. Still waiting, guys. Still not started yet. Crypto will save Robinhood. I don't know.
Speaking first today is Apple CEO Tim Cook, and he'll be followed by CFO Luca Maestri.
Can y'all hear this? Make
After
sure you
that,
guys can
we'll
hear this.
begin the call to questions from analysts. Please note that some of the information you'll hear during today's discussion will consist of forward-looking statements, including, without limitation, those regarding revenue, gross margin, operating expenses, other income and expense, taxes, capital allocation, and future business outlook, including the potential impact of COVID-19 on the company's business and results of operations. These statements involve risks and uncertainties that may cause actual results or trends to differ materially from our forecast. For more information, please refer to the risk factors discussed in Apple's most recently filed annual report on Form 10-K and the Form 8-K filed with the SEC today, along with the associated press release. Apple assumes no obligation to update any forward-looking statements or information which speak as of their respective dates. I'd now like to turn the call over to Tim for introductory remarks.
Thank you, Tejas. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Apple is proud to report another record quarter with a March quarter revenue record of $97.3 billion, up 9% from a year ago and better than we anticipated. iPhone, Mac, and wearables, home, and accessories had their best ever March quarter, and services set an all-time record on the strength of subscription growth over the past year. Before I get into details, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the humanitarian tragedy unfolding in Ukraine. We're continuing to do everything we can to support our teams in the region, and we are donating to humanitarian efforts on the ground. We've also committed to donating products to support refugees arriving here in the United States. I also want to speak to the unpredictable nature of the pandemic. We're excited to be welcoming employees back to the offices in the US and Europe. At the same time, we are monitoring COVID-related disruptions in China. Our thoughts are with all those in the path of the virus, and we remain as committed as ever to doing our part to help protect people and their communities. These times remind us that we cannot know what the future may hold. But they remind us, too, that technology infused with humanity makes a real difference in the world. And that's where our focus has remained, on driving the innovations that can enrich people's lives. Throughout the quarter, Apple continued its streak of unparalleled innovation at an unmatched pace. With Apple Silicon, our teams are pushing the limits of what we once thought possible, and we are seeing leaps and bounds in performance and efficiency. Last month, we announced another breakthrough with M1 Ultra, the world's most powerful chip for a personal computer. The incredible customer response to our M1-powered Macs helped propel a 15% year-over-year increase in revenue despite supply constraints. We now have our most powerful Mac lineup ever with the addition of the entirely new Mac Studio. Paired with a new Studio display, a 5K resolution display equipped with its own A13 Bionic chip, this new desktop and display transform any workspace into a creative powerhouse. As we released the groundbreaking M1 Ultra, we also expanded our iPhone offerings, adding 2 beautiful green finishes to the iPhone 13 lineup and introducing the new 5G-enabled iPhone SE, which is great for our existing users who want a smaller iPhone and a great value for people buying an iPhone for the first time. They love how much power and performance we've injected into such an affordable device and rave about its incredible camera and its lightning-fast speeds. In the March quarter, iPhone revenue grew 5% over the previous year, despite a challenging compare as we saw strong demand from our customers for the iPhone 13 family. And with the all-new iPad Air supercharged by M1, iPad brings more power and more versatility across the entire iPad lineup. For customers around the world, iPad continues to be essential for education, creativity, and entertainment. That's why we're continuing to see such a strong demand for iPad, even while navigating the significant supply constraint we predicted at the start of the quarter. Turning to wearables, home, and accessories, we are pleased to see these products continue to delight our users, growing 12% year over year. Customers are enthusiastically taking charge of their health with Apple Watch Series 7 and Apple Watch SE. The rich sound, beautiful colors, and compact design of HomePod Mini continue to make it a hit with customers. And there's still no better companion to Apple Music than AirPods, with spatial audio that transforms the way we listen, putting our customers right in the center of the music. The seamless integration of hardware, software, and services is at the center of our work and philosophy at Apple. Apple services are designed to be easy to use with expert curation that brings our users compelling content from talented developers, creators, storytellers, and artists. These principles are reflected in all of the services we've developed, which continue to generate incredible enthusiasm from our customers. Services revenue rose to $19.8 billion in the March quarter, reflecting a 17% increase from a year ago.
Bullish or bearish on
We were
Apple?
especially excited to cheer on Coda as it won the Academy Award for Best Picture, making Apple TV Plus the first streaming service to win in this category. We were honored to be stewards of this incredibly powerful, deeply moving film. In a little over 2 years, Apple TV Plus shows and movies have earned over 240 awards and more than 960 nominations. From Severance to We Crash to Pachinko, new Apple originals are connecting with audiences and earning praise from critics. We're also winning over sports fans with Friday Night Baseball, which debuted earlier this month, and They Call Me Magic, a 4-part documentary that premiered last week tracing the life of the iconic Magic Johnson. Fitness Plus is helping users channel their inner athlete with a range of workout routines for any fitness level. We recently introduced a postpartum routine designed by mothers for mothers. And with our Apple Heart and Movement study, we are helping researchers glean new insights into cardiovascular fitness. As our products and services entertain customers and help them stay healthy, we're also working to make their lives easier. Arizona, for example, is the first state to enable its citizens to securely add their driver's license and state IDs to Apple Wallet. More states and the territory of Puerto Rico will soon follow. We've also announced plans to introduce Tap to Pay on iPhone, a simple and secure way for businesses to accept contactless payments launching across the US later this year. To meet the needs of customers wherever they are, our Apple retail teams are constantly adapting to better serve them. We opened a new store in the United Arab Emirates this quarter at a unique waterfront location with panoramic views of the Abu Dhabi skyline. And earlier this month, we opened a new store in Korea, our third and largest store in the heart of Seoul. And across the US, we marked the return of in-person Today at Apple sessions with a special program featuring music from pop icon Lady Gaga. I'd like to thank our team members working in Apple stores, customer care centers, channel partner stores, and our Apple Care teams for bringing customers the best of Apple. As we look to the environment, we are making good progress on our commitment to achieve carbon neutrality across our products and supply chain by 2030. Through our Green Bonds program, we're investing in breakthrough technologies like low-carbon aluminum, which we will be integrating into the new iPhone SE. And we were pleased to announce recently that we've nearly doubled the number of our top suppliers who have committed to accelerating the transition to clean energy. We are also investing in renewable energy projects in communities most impacted by climate change around the world. As we do our part to protect our planet, we're also prioritizing people. As part of our longstanding commitment to inclusion and diversity, we're continuing to build a better, stronger Apple rooted in a culture where everyone belongs. Last month, we published an update on the progress we've made with inclusion and diversity at Apple. We've hired more women than ever into leadership roles. And in the US, nearly 60% of all leadership openings were filled by people from underrepresented communities in 2021. We also recently announced a $50 million supplier employee development fund that will help workers in our supply chain discover additional educational opportunities and build new skills. And through our Racial Equity and Justice Initiative, we're continuing to advance our work to support underrepresented communities and help build a more just and equitable world. Before I hand it over to Luca, I want to acknowledge the challenges we are seeing from supply chain disruptions driven by both COVID and silicon shortages to the devastation from the war in Ukraine. We are not immune to these challenges, but we have great confidence in our teams, in our products and services, and in our strategy. Fundamentally, our work is about making technology that enriches people's lives and unlocks the full creative potential of humanity. And though the twists and turns of the future may be uncertain, what is certain is that we will never stop striving to be a force for good in the world, in everything we do and everything we are. With that, I'll turn it over to Luca.
Thank you, Tim, and good afternoon, everyone. We are pleased to report very strong financial results for the March quarter, during which we set a revenue record of $97.3 billion, up 9% year over year. We also set new March quarter records in the Americas, in Europe, and in Greater China. On the product side, revenue was $77.5 billion, up 7% over a year ago, and a March quarter record. We grew in each of our product categories except iPad, which remains significantly supply constrained throughout the quarter, and we set March quarter records for iPhone, Mac, and wearables, home, and accessories. This level of sales performance, combined with unmatched customer satisfaction and loyalty, helped our installed base of active devices reach an all-time high for all major product categories as well as geographic segments. Our services set an all-time revenue record of $19.8 billion, up 17% over a year ago, with March quarter records in every geographic segment and services category. Company gross margin was 43.7%, down 10 basis points from last quarter. A seasonal loss of leverage and unfavorable foreign exchange were partially offset by favorable mix. Products gross margin was 36.4%, down 200 basis points sequentially, mainly driven by seasonal loss of leverage and FX. Services gross margin was 72.6%, up 20 basis points sequentially due to a different mix. Operating cash flow of $28.2 billion, net income of $25 billion, and diluted earnings per share of $1.52 were all March quarter records. These strong March quarter results capped a record first half of the fiscal year in the midst of a challenging macroeconomic environment. We generated over $220 billion in revenue, growing 10% year over year, and set all-time records for iPhone, Mac, wearables, home, and accessories, and services. These record sales results drove strong double-digit growth in operating income and earnings per share. Let me now get into more detail for each of our revenue categories during the March quarter. iPhone revenue grew 5% year over year to a March quarter record of $50.6 billion, despite supply constraints, thanks to a continued strong customer response to our iPhone 13 family and the launch of our new iPhone SE. We set March quarter records in both developed and emerging markets, and the latest survey of US consumers from 451 Research indicates iPhone customer satisfaction of 99% for the iPhone 13 family. As a result of this level of sales performance, combined with unmatched customer loyalty, the iPhone active installed base reached a new all-time high across all geographies. For Mac, revenue of $10.4 billion was a March quarter record despite supply constraints, with 15% year-over-year growth, driven by strong demand for our M1-powered MacBook Pro. As Tim mentioned earlier, our continued innovation and investment in Apple Silicon has clearly shown in our Mac results, as the last 7 quarters have been the best 7 quarter ever for Mac. Our investment focus on Mac has also helped drive significant activity in our growing installed base. In fact, we had a March quarter record for upgraders, while at the same time, nearly half of the customers purchasing a Mac were new to the product. iPad revenue was $7.6 billion, down 2% year over year due to continued supply constraints. Customer response to our iPad lineup, including our new M1-powered iPad Air, remains very strong, and our installed base of iPads reached a new all-time high during the quarter, with over half of the customers purchasing an iPad during the quarter being new to the product. Wearables, home, and accessories set a March quarter record of $8.8 billion, up 12% year over year, and we set March quarter revenue records in both developed and emerging markets. In particular, our wearables business has doubled in 3 years and is nearly the size of a Fortune 100 business, as we continue to attract many customers who are new to wearables. For instance, Apple Watch continues to extend its reach, with over 2/3 of customers purchasing an Apple Watch during the quarter being new to the product. Turning to services, as I mentioned, we reached an all-time revenue record of $19.8 billion, up 17%, with all-time records for the App Store, Music, Cloud Services, and Apple Care, and March quarter records for video, advertising, and payment services. These impressive results reflect the impact of our continued investment in improving and expanding our services portfolio and the positive momentum that we're seeing on many fronts. First, our installed base has continued to grow, reaching an all-time high across each geographic segment and major product category. Next, we continue to see increased customer engagement with our services. Our transacting accounts, paid accounts, and accounts with paid subscriptions all reach all-time highs during the March quarter in every geographic segment. Also, paid subscriptions continue to show very strong growth. We now have more than 825 million paid subscriptions across the services on our platform, which is up more than 165 million during the last 12 months alone. And finally, as Tim highlighted before, we continue to improve the breadth and the quality of our current service offerings while launching new services. In the enterprise market, many businesses and government organizations continue to turn to Apple for the latest technologies to deliver innovative services to customers and employees. In March, Alaska Airlines began to replace the conventional airport self-service kiosks with iPad Pros for faster passenger check-in and self-bag drop. Also, last month, the Western Australia Police Force completed the world's first commercial deployment of CarPlay across their entire fleet of vehicles to complement the iPhone 13s issued to each officer. This allows officers to access critical information faster on the road and enhance public safety for the community. We also unveiled the general availability of Apple Business Essentials in the US, adding a new subscription service designed to help small businesses manage every aspect of their Apple device lifecycle. Let me now turn to our cash position. As we continue to generate very strong cash flow, we ended the quarter with $193 billion in cash and marketable securities. We repaid $3.8 billion in maturing debt while increasing commercial paper by $2 billion, leaving us with total debt of $120 billion. As a result, net cash was $73 billion at the end of the quarter. We returned nearly $27 billion to shareholders during the March quarter. This included $3.6 billion in dividends and equivalents and $22.9 billion through open market repurchases of 137 million Apple shares. We also retired an additional 5 million shares in the final settlement of our 18th ASR. Given the continued confidence we have in our business now and into the future, today our board has authorized an additional $90 billion for share repurchases as we maintain our goal of getting to net cash neutral over time. We're also raising our dividend by 5% to 23 cents a share, and we continue to plan for annual increases in the dividend going forward. As we move ahead into the June quarter, I'd like to review our outlook, which includes the types of forward-looking information that Tejas referred to at the beginning of the call. Given the continued uncertainty around the world in the near term, we're not providing revenue guidance, but we are sharing some directional insights based on the assumption that the COVID-related impacts to our business do not worsen from what we are projecting today for the current quarter. We believe our year-over-year revenue performance during the June quarter will be impacted by a number of factors. Supply constraints caused by COVID-related disruptions and industry-wide silicon shortages are impacting our ability to meet customer demand for our products. We expect these constraints to be in the range of $4 to $8 billion, which is substantially larger than what we experienced during the March quarter. The COVID-related disruptions are also having some impact on customer demand in China. With respect to foreign exchange, we expect it to be a nearly 300 basis point headwind to our year-over-year growth rate. Additionally, we paused all sales in Russia during the March quarter. This will impact our year-over-year growth rate by approximately 150 basis points. Specifically related to services, we expect to continue to grow double digits, but decelerate from our March quarter performance due to some of the factors I just described. We expect gross margin to be between 42% and 43%. We expect OpEx to be between $12.7 and $12.9 billion. We expect OI&E to be around negative $100 million, excluding any potential impact from the mark-to-market of minority investments, and our tax rate to be around 16%. Finally, reflecting the dividend increase I mentioned earlier, today our board of directors has declared a cash dividend of 23 cents per share of common stock, payable on May 12, 2022, to shareholders of record as of May 9, 2022. With that, let's open the call to questions.
Thank you, Luca. We ask that you limit yourself to 2
Wow,
questions.
man, this is a big drop for Apple.
Operator, may we
Huge
have the
drop,
first
down to
question,
156. Are you buying this dip? Let me know.
Absolutely. We'll take our first question from Katy Huberty with Morgan Stanley.
Yes, thank you. Congrats on the quarter. A couple of macro-related questions, just given everything that's going on in the market. The first is on how you're thinking about consumer spending as we see more stock market volatility, rising interest rates, inflation. What metrics are you watching, either internal to your business or external at the macro level, to understand whether you'll ultimately start to see some demand impact, particularly on the product side of your business? And then I have a follow-up.
Katie, hi, it's Tim. We're obviously monitoring our daily sales very closely. From an inflation point of view, we are seeing inflation. It is or was evident in our gross margin last quarter and in our OpEx last quarter, and it is assumed in the guidance that Luca gave for this quarter as well. So we're definitely seeing some level of inflation that I think everybody is seeing.
And how are, just as a follow-up to that, how are you thinking about how that might impact, the consumers in your business, and whether it influences their ability to purchase at the same level?
Well, we're monitoring that closely, and we've sort of but right now our main focus, frankly speaking, is on the supply side.
Okay. And as it relates to that in China, how should we think about lockdowns from an impact on supply and an impact on demand, and what products in your portfolio should we expect to be most impacted? Thank you.
Yeah, good question. For Q2, so the quarter that we just finished, the restrictions in China had not started yet. And so Q2, we did have supply constraints. They were significantly lower than what we had experienced during the December quarter. They were driven by industry-wide silicon shortages, in specifically the issue that I've talked about on previous calls with the legacy nodes. But looking ahead, we see two causes of supply constraints. One is the COVID-related disruptions, and there's the industry-wide silicon shortages that will continue. We've estimated the constraints to be in the range of $4 to $8 billion. And these constraints are primarily centered around the Shanghai corridor. And on a positive front, almost all of the affected final assembly factories have now restarted. And so the range, the 4 to 8 range, reflects various ramps of getting back up and running. We're also encouraged that the COVID case count that's been reported in Shanghai has decreased over the last few days. And so there's some reason for optimism there.
Thank you. Pretty amazing how the team has navigated all the
Apple
cross
rebounding
currents.
some.
Congrats again on the quarter.
Thanks so much.
Here's Apple back up to
Thank you,
159s.
Katie. Can we have the next question, please?
Thank you. We'll take our next question from Amit Daryanani with Evercore.
Yep. Good afternoon, and thanks for taking my questions. I guess I have two as well. First off, I was hoping you just touch a little bit on the geographic growth vector that you saw, and I think Americas grew really well, 19-20%, but Europe and China had much more muted growth, if you may. I know your compares are fairly difficult, but I'm curious if anything you would call out in terms of, spillover effect on the macro side from Russia, Ukraine, and Europe that's seeing some impact to consumer spend, or even in China. Just helpful to understand what happened geographically there.
So I mean, as you said, in the Americas, we had a very strong quarter, up 19%. Very, very happy across the board there. Europe again was a really good quarter for us. We grew 5%, in spite of the fact that, of course, as you know, during the month of March, we paused our sales in Russia, so we had an impact to our sales results there for a month of the quarter. But a number of European countries, particularly in Western Europe, did really, really well for us. And so it was a very good quarter for us, pretty much in line with our expectations. Americas was better than our expectations. China was, again, a March quarter record for us. Keep in mind, and this affected every geographic segment for us, the different launch timing for the iPhone this year versus a year ago had an impact on the March quarter results because we launched the product later a year ago than we did this year. So some of the channel fill for the new products happened during the March quarter a year ago. Japan and Asia Pacific were affected by foreign exchange. Japan would have grown in line with company average in constant currency terms. Asia Pacific as well was affected by foreign exchange, with the dollar appreciating against most currencies. And then again, this difference in the launch timing for the iPhone made a difference. Keep in mind, again, the supply constraints that we had during the quarter. Our results would have been obviously better without the supply constraints. Overall, we felt very good about the performance around the world.
Got it. If I could just follow up on the supply chain, the $4 to $8 billion impact that you folks talked about. Do you think this is demand that's deferred out or demand that's essentially destroyed because you have a product cycle that's going to come out and at some point soon this year? How do you think about demand deferred versus demand destroyed on that front? And then is there a sense of which product categories are most impacted by this versus not?
It will affect most of the product categories. And in terms of whether we can recapture or not, we believe that there's a percentage of it that is recapturable and a percentage of it that is likely not, where somebody needs something quickly. And that ratio or that percentage is very difficult to estimate. We obviously try to do that internally in order to demand plan, but it's not something that we share.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks, Amit. Can we have the next question, please?
We'll take our next question from Chris Caso with Raymond James.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. Also, just wanted to dig in on the supply constraints a bit. And I guess one of the things you said is that the $4 to $8 billion range reflects some reopening of facilities during the quarter. I know obviously it's tough to predict as you go forward into the second half of launch of new products. But at that point, would you expect the constraints to still be mainly on the component side? And then hopefully if things don't get worse in China, then the facilities are open and the constraints are only the component constraints as you go into the second half of the year.
Yeah, Chris, it's hard to answer a question about unannounced products, and so I'll try to not do that. But
for all products, yeah.
The 4 to 8 is simply as I had mentioned, that if you look at the Shanghai corridor, we have some final assembly plants in this area, and almost all of them have restarted, is the good news of it, working with local officials. But we've planned various ramps for these, and that's the range of 4 to 8 that we've estimated.
I got it. Thank you.
COVID is difficult to predict.
For sure. As a follow-up, I wanted to also follow on some of your comments regarding inflation and how Apple is dealing with that. Obviously, component costs have been going up in many different areas. And then specifically in the semiconductor side, costs have been going up, but perhaps for some different reasons because of the additional cost of going up to new process nodes that it's higher than it has been in the past. How is Apple planning to deal with that? And is it possible for you to get through that without either raising prices on your product or affecting gross margins?
Well, some of what you've said is in the results for the last quarter that we've announced, and obviously we've put our current thinking in the current quarter guidance that Luca listed earlier. There are component costs that are falling and ones that are rising, and so not all of them are moving in the same direction. And so we really try to manage to the net of these. And I think we're doing a reasonable job currently navigating what is a challenging environment.
Thanks, Chris. Can we have the next question, please?
Thank you. We'll take our next question from David Voigt with
Is it
UBS.
just me, or does the guy saying next question
Thank you,
sound
guys,
mad?
for taking my question. I just want to dig in a little bit on the product disruption, the $4 to $8 billion. In the past, you kind of gave us a sense for how it would affect each of the different product lines, and should we expect it to have similar pro rata impacts? And is there an opportunity to maybe reallocate resources to limit maybe some of the impact on the iPhone line, and then maybe versus the iPad line? And then I have a quick follow-up.
It'll affect most of the product categories. And we obviously will look to do any kind of optimization that we can do to minimize the effect on the user.
Great. And then maybe just as a follow-up, you talked about potential COVID-related demand issues in China and taking out 150 basis points from Russia. But when you look at the other geographies, there's anything that you can share with us, whether it's in Western Europe or the US, that you're seeing from a demand perspective that may be sort of out of the ordinary, or outside of sort of the disruptions and the lack of product, demand seems to be sort of where you would think it would be at this point in the cycle? Thank you.
We were happy with the iPhone growth last quarter, particularly when you think about the comp that it was going against, because we had very different timing on the launches in the year ago quarter, where we launched in Q1, and therefore naturally Q2 is at a different place on the new product curve, and so it was a very difficult comp, and so we were pleased with it. And as Lucas said, the America's geography did quite well last quarter, and the U.S. of course is the major geography within there, and so the U.S. was quite strong last quarter.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Can we have the next question, please?
Take our next question from Jim Suva with Citigroup.
Thank you. Tim and your entire company has done a great job at navigating through all the issues the past several years, whether it be COVID, power outages, trade wars, shipping challenge, and all that. When we hopefully someday get past all of these and these supply constraints in society and turmoil, hopefully across the world, do you start to reconsider the way you do the supply chain, albeit just-in-time ordering and outsourcing so much of your chips, or do you actually consider like holding more buffer inventory internally? Because right now, letting 4 to 8 billion go away, it'd be nice to have that to be able to sell. So do you consider holding more buffer inventory, or maybe even doing your own chips by outsourcing your own chips to control them more? Or how should we think about strategically when hopefully the world's in a better place from today?
Well, I'm looking forward to that day, as I know all of you are. Our supply chain is truly global, and so the products are made everywhere, and we do a lot in the U.S. We'll probably be doing even more here as more chips are produced here, and we continue to look at optimizing. We learn something every day and make changes, but when you
bullish or
back
bearish
up
on
and
Apple?
kind of zoom out and look to see how the supply chain has done within the environment that you eloquently talked about, I think it's been very resilient. With the top issue we've had clearly is the silicon shortage that I think everybody's struggling with, and I think we've done a really good job of managing through the COVID piece of it. And so, but we are learning, and we're making some changes as we go. We don't have a tin ear, and so to the degree that we learn something that we should change, you can bet that we're doing that. In this business, you don't want to hold a ton of inventory. So you want to work on cycle times and so forth to do things very quickly and take strategic inventory in places where you need to buffer for interruptions and so forth. And so we're constantly thinking about where those places are. In today's world, it's not really possible for us to have buffer on silicon. And so today, silicon rolls off the the fab and it's into a final assembly plant very, very quickly. And we try to make that as short a time as possible.
And then my quick follow-up, we've been talking about supply chain issues for multiple quarters now. Are you kind of hearing from your suppliers that maybe later half of this year, or is it actually going to go into kind of 2013 for some closer equilibrium time period?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You're talking about for the silicon shortage in particular, I assume. I don't want to predict that because that entails knowing how worldwide demand and supply are for for industries outside of even the industry we're in. And I don't proclaim to be an expert in that. That also heavily is influenced by how strong the economies are in the different markets. And so I think there are varying levels of outcomes. And what we're focused on is trying to do very well regardless of how that question is answered.
Thank you, and congratulations to you and your entire team.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jim. Can we have the next question, please?
Thank you. We'll take our next question from Samik Chatterjee with JP Morgan.
Hi, thanks for taking my question and congrats on the results as well. I'll stick to two more micro level questions here. Firstly, Tim, you talked about the iPhone SE 3 demand the product that you just launched. I was hoping you could compare what you're seeing in terms of momentum to previous iPhone SE cycles. Particularly, I think in the past, North America has been the largest region in terms of demand. What are you seeing with the current product in terms of demand by geography? And I have a quick follow-up for Luca. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't get to that level of granularity because we view it to be sensitive data that our competitors would love to have, and so I'm going to punt on answering that question. I would just say that when you zoom out and look at iPhone as a total, we could not be happier with the iPhone 13 family of products and the strength we've seen for this cycle. And really, it's those products that have powered the line and given us the overall results that we've had on iPhone, which for the first half, the revenues were $120 billion, and we feel very, very good about those results.
And my follow-up for Luca. Luca, we are seeing sort of a settling in terms of growth rate for the services business on the tough comps that you have. We're also seeing the gross margins there settling around this sort of 72% range. And I understand there are a lot of moving pieces beneath that, but is this sort of a good range for services longer term, or are there sort of moving pieces there that as they scale, they can take there is an opportunity for more upside?
Well, we feel really great about the momentum for our services business. I was looking at the absolute numbers here. The run rate of almost 20 billion is essentially double what we had just 4 years ago. So we've done really, really well with services. We have a lot of momentum for a variety of reasons. The first one is the fact that our install base of active devices continues to grow very nicely. And so that is obviously a big engine for our services business. The second thing is that the level of engagement that we see on our platform continues to grow. We have more transacting accounts, more paying accounts, more accounts with subscriptions. The absolute amount of paid subscriptions on our platform is pretty impressive, 825 million. It's an increase of 165 million in the last 12 months alone. So you can tell that this is great growth. And of course, as you've seen over the last few years, we've added a lot of new services, and we plan to add new services and new features that we believe that our customers will love. And so we think that's great, absolute great momentum. The growth rates can change a bit, especially during COVID, because we've gone through some cycles of lockdowns and then reopenings and so on. And so sometimes the comps can be a bit deceiving. We are looking at it from the lens of, continuing to satisfy our customers, adding to the portfolio, improving the quality of the services. And that has served us very well, because in the last 12 months, we've generated $75 billion of services revenue. And you've seen the margins are obviously accretive to company margin. So we feel good. We feel good about the services business. I mentioned in my prepared remarks that the growth rate for the June quarter, we expect it to be less than the 17% that we've reported in March, for some of the reasons that I described. Of course, foreign exchange is an issue with the dollar being strong at this point. And of course, we paused our sales in Russia. So we need to take that into account. But in general, when we look across the board, we set all-time records and quarterly records for each one of our categories.
Next caller,
Thank you.
please.
Thanks, Samik. Can we have the next question, please?
He's so mad, man.
We'll
He's
take
so
our
upset.
next question from Chris Sankar with Cowen and Company.
Yeah, hi, thanks for taking my question, and congrats on the really strong results. I have two questions too, and I do apologize. The first one is on supply constraints. Luca, if I try to read the tea leaves based on June quarter guidance, revenues being impacted kind of implies year-over-year down revenue. And you also spoke about a $4 to $8 billion supply constraint, which is a large amount compared to the revenue. And I understand you have the supply constraints and the China shutdowns. I'm just kind of curious, do you think the last 3 quarters, Apple supply chain had a better buffer inventory of semis that kind of got used up, and now you're kind of more, tied to whatever the true supply constraints of legacy semis is, or is there something else going on? And then I had a follow-up.
What has happened, obviously, during COVID has changed over the quarters. Recently, for example, during the March quarter, the constraints that we had were limited to silicon shortages. When we are giving out this range of 4 to 8, it's not only silicon, but it's the restrictions in China that we're seeing right now. So they are different. There's additional constraints at this point that we are seeing because of the COVID situation. So it's that is the fundamental difference there.
Got it. Very helpful. And then as a quick follow-up, with the shutdowns, especially in places like China, have you seen actually the app stores or your services business actually inflect positively, or is it too short a time frame to make a judgment call on that?
Yeah, I think it's early to tell. The restrictions in China started at the very end of March, so it's very, very early to tell.
Got it. Thank you, Luca. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Krish. Can we have the next question, please?
We'll take our next question from Wamsi Mohan with Bank of America.
Yes, thank you. Luca, thanks for the color around the impacts to the revenue guidance. But I was wondering if you could share if you expect to grow overall revenue in the June quarter on a year-on-year basis. And just to be clear on these impacts that you gave, those are on a year-on-year basis. Can you also tell us how much FX is a headwind, if any, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and incremental Russia impact quarter-on-quarter basis, and incremental supply chain impact also on a quarter-on-quarter basis? And I have a follow-up.
Well, as we said, we're not guiding to a specific revenue number, but just to repeat what I said during the prepared remarks, we having supply constraints that are caused by the COVID-related disruptions and by the silicon shortages, and that is what is creating the constraints. We expect them to be in the range of $4 to $8 billion. This is substantially larger than what we've had during the March quarter. Again, let me repeat, the COVID-related disruptions did not affect the March quarter, so you need to keep that in mind. With respect to foreign exchange, we expect it to be nearly 300 basis points headwind, during the March quarter. For Russia, we said that the impact on a year-over-year basis is approximately 150 basis points. That reflects the 3 months of the quarter. We paused sales in Russia at the beginning of March, so it was a partial impact on the March quarter. So obviously, on a sequential basis, it's an incremental factor to keep in mind. I would say on the positive side here is that the demand for both our products and services is solid. Tim has mentioned a number of times the iPhone 13 family is having a really strong year. When we look at top-selling smartphones around the world, we've had pretty incredible results during the March quarter. The top 6 models in the United States are iPhones, the top 4 in Japan, the top 5 in Australia, 5 of the top 6 in urban China, and so on and so forth. So the iPhone 13 has been truly a global success. And as you know, and as you can tell, even from our website, most of the iPad and Mac models are constrained today. They've been constrained for several quarters because the demand is very good for those products. And the services business, as you know, is growing double digits. So that's what gives us confidence, for the June quarter and going forward.
Okay, thank you, Luca. And if I could follow up, Tim, you're in a really enviable place of being pretty far from your net cash neutral objective. At the same time, you're generating a significant amount of cash flow every year. So your capital return strategy has been extremely successful program in the past, but $90 billion is 3% of your market cap. And on the other hand, there are just a lot of assets that arguably have a lot of synergies with Apple in the healthcare space or the fitness area like Teladoc or Peloton or Netflix and content area. Well, why is this not the right time for Apple to perhaps look at such assets instead of buying back stock, or maybe do both?
We're always looking, and we continue to look, and but we would only acquire something that we're strategic. We acquire a lot of smaller companies today, and we'll continue to do that for IP and for great talent. But we don't discount doing something larger either if the opportunity presents itself. And so, but I don't want to go through my list with you on the phone, but we're always looking.
Thanks, Tim.
Great. Thanks, Wamsi. Can we have the next question, please?
We'll take our next question from Kyle McNeely with Jefferies.
He's so angry.
Hi, thanks very much for the question. This one's regarding Mac. Great quarter with the results, by the way. Some exciting products coming out for sure. We're noticing that the lead times are longer for Macs now, ordered today, with some available now, but many not shipping till June. Just wanted to get your insight on how much of that you think is driven by the strong March results with the product launch and likely sellout conditions versus just real tightness in the supply chain. And the obvious follow-on to that is, when do you expect you might catch up and get Mac lead times back within a week?
Well, we're working hard. We've got lots of customers that we want to get the new Macs to, and so we're working hard on them. They are a result of the combination of the COVID disruptions and the silicon shortage that we've talked about before. And when we might remedy that, we're not really forecasting when we can be out of the silicon shortage, so that would be a difficult answer. I think the COVID piece of it, I hope, is a transitory kind of issue, and so I would hope that it would get better over time.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Thanks, Kyle. Can we have the next question, please?
Thank you. I'll take our next question from Ben Bolin with Cleveland Research.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for taking the question. The first one is on services. Luke, I was hoping you could share a little bit of perspective on maybe how much of the services contribution is purely consumer versus enterprise, and how you think about the longer term opportunity to monetize the enterprise community. And then Tim, for you as a follow-up, I think Jim Suva had asked a question earlier about some of your strategy. I was curious how strategy might have evolved since everything's been going on, what changes you might have seen as of late with respect to freight and some of the geographic production footprint, and any evolution that has happened as of late. Thank you.
So Ben, on the services side, of course, the vast majority of what we do in services is to final consumers. We do understand and appreciate the fact that the enterprise is a great opportunity for us. Very recently, for example, we launched this a new subscription service here in the United States, which we call Apple Business Essentials, where essentially we provide support to small and medium-sized businesses in terms of 24/7 support, device management, for small business owners, which we think small companies will value and appreciate. Obviously, we sell Apple Care to enterprises already today, but we know, and enterprise in general as a market is a very interesting market for us, and we're putting a lot of effort and focus on it, and we believe we have really good opportunities to grow.
Ben, you brought up freight. Freight is a huge challenge in today, both from a inflationary point of view and from a availability point of view. And so right now the focus is on moving the freight to customers any way that we can do that. Over time, we'll do that much more efficiently, and I would hope that the fundamental rates reset some, both, and I'm talking about both ocean and air, and so both of them have come under some significant inflationary pressure, partly due to COVID, and some other reasons as well, I would guess. And in terms of geo production, we are constantly making tweaks here and there. And I don't want to go into the details of those because we view it as to be sensitive kind of information, but we're constantly making moves to optimize in the current environment.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Next question, please.
A replay of today's call will be available
Okay, so that's
for 2
it?
weeks on Apple
Usually they give you a
Podcasts,
warning.
as a webcast on apple.com/investor and via telephone.
Bullish or
The
bearish from
numbers
Apple,
for
guys?
the telephone replay are 888
Good luck, team.
203-1112
With that said and out the way, don't forget to subscribe.
719
We do this live for free every
Please
weekday morning
enter
right here on
confirmation
YouTube.
code
If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We day trade a $30,000 account with $120K in buying power. We are green on the year. We don't claim to be an expert. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate everybody joining us here today.
At 408
With that said and out the way, good luck.
1142.
We're going to close it down. Appreciate everybody. Bro, listen to me, bro. This is the most majestic beard you've ever seen. Mo, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah. So good luck, guys. Hit that subscribe button. You know you want to. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the notification bell. Like I said, I hope to see you guys join me tomorrow. We start the stream at 6:30 market time in the morning. We stream until after the opening bell. We trade live. We're green on the year. Follow us. We don't claim to be experts. Also, if you hit the notification bell, you'll get an alert anytime we go live or drop a new video. And so hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck, and appreciate everybody watching. Good luck. We'll see how the market reacts to Apple and Amazon's earnings. Apple had good earnings, dropped. Amazon had bad earnings, dropped. And so we'll see what the market shows us tomorrow. We'll see you guys next time. Appreciate everybody joining me here today. And yeah, good luck, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Follow me on the crypto channel. We have a crypto channel at youtube.com/beginnercrypto. I hope to see you guys. Follow me on, subscribe to that channel as well. There's the link. Good luck. I find most of this stuff out using Benzinga. Benzinga, best scanners in the game. You can try Benzinga out completely free for 2 weeks without even needing a credit card number. Best news source in the game. That's where I'm finding a lot of these earnings releases. And with all that said and out the way, good luck. Join our Discord. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And yeah, peace, team. Have a good day. Oh, wow. ApeCoin, $40. Is it really, Mo? I got to take a look at that real quick. Hold on. No, it's only $25, but it might go to 40. So we'll see. But yeah, ApeCoin's been running. Later, team.